Round, Dark, and Handsome, number 13. We got all the normal crew, except that we have the addition of Henry today. Henry's actually the artist that draws everything for the channel, so, say hi.
Hello, it's me.
All
I'm
right.
here
Mario.
finally.
All right, and the game today I made. I am an EMT, so I hear some weird stuff over the radio sometimes, and I compiled a bunch of radio traffic from either me or other crews or other first responders, um, and then I've made up a few, and you guys will have to decipher which ones are the real radio traffic and which are the fake radio traffic. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All right. So this first one is a state trooper that got dispatched to a disabled car on the freeway. Okay. And got sent out to help the person and, just investigate. All right. The trooper said to unit blank to dispatch. She is driving a school-owned vehicle. The gas gauge is on E, and there is low gas note on the dashboard. She can't figure out why it won't run. The dispatcher, and that's the future of our children.
Okay. Interesting.
I already have my answer.
So,
Yeah, me too.
Henry, do you think this is real or fake?
There are a lot of stupid people in the world. This is real.
Okay. Mark, do you think this is real or fake?
I think it's real.
Okay.
Damn it.
And
Yeah,
Jack,
now you have to go with the other
do you
answer,
think
Jack.
it is real or fake? You don't have to
I
go the
think
other answer. You have to.
It is what it is.
It's Jack.
What is it?
It is what it is.
I reckon it's fake.
Okay.
Wait, can we just go one thing first? Did you want to say real in the beginning?
The beginning.
Okay.
But
In the
beginning.
Jack always says what the others don't. For whatever
In the
reason.
beginning?
Yeah.
Beginning.
In the
Okay.
beginning.
So this next one, it's a wellness check to a couple cops. So the dispatch.
You didn't even tell if it was a real or
I'm
not.
gonna do it at the end.
Ah, that's yeah, okay. I like that.
Okay.
Previous to-
This is gonna be a
Okay.
fairly short game today.
That's okay. That's okay.
So this is a wellness check. So the dispatch is contacting these police officers because they haven't heard from them in a while, making sure that they're okay. Like I said, just doing a wellness check. All right. Dispatch to C5 and A38. Are you okay? Charlie 5 is fine. Alpha 38 is laughs. I'll let him explain it to you. Dispatch. 10-4? The one that's explaining. I'm okay, but my car isn't. Say again. My car has a big boo-boo on the rear end, courtesy of another motorist. Dispatch. Oh. Is there an ICU for cars? Dispatch. Sure. There's a heaven for cars, too. The crew. Well, you can put me out of service anyway. Dispatch. No problem. Have a better night?
Whoa, okay.
So that was official radio traffic, or it was made up. Which one? Henry.
The only reason I believe this could be real is if both sides of this conversation were good friends.
Okay.
So,
So-
I'll say fake. I'll say fake.
You'll say fake. Okay. What about you, Jack? Or what about you, Mark?
I don't know. If you made that up, that's quite good, but I'm gonna say it's real. I'm gonna say it's real.
Okay. What about you,
Locked in.
Jack?
That sounds like something that Bacon would make up in his head.
So you're going fake?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. This is a dispatcher sending a EMS crew on a medical run. Okay. Good morning, Medic 94 and Squad 92. This is your 5:55 wake-up call, and while you're awake, respond to this address for chest pain.
Is that it?
Yep.
I want it to be real, so I'll say real.
Okay. Henry
Um,
says real.
I've said real the last two, so I'm gonna just go fake.
Okay.
Made up.
And Jack, what about you?
Now, see, I don't feel like anyone can be that optimistic when working in dispatch.
All right.
So I feel like it's fake.
Sure.
It's a very bacon voice as well. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next one then is radio to any canine unit. There was about a 3-second pause between this, and then all you hear is woof.
Oh,
So, Henry, what do
I
you
want
think?
it to be real. I want it to be real, but I'll say fake.
Okay. Mark, what do you think?
I want that to be real, so I'm gonna say real because that sounds epic.
Okay. And Jack, what do you think?
I think that's real because that's something a canine unit would do.
Yeah. All right. So, the next one. This was a ambulance crew trying to get a hold of dispatch. Okay? Rubber Ducky to Mama Ducky. Do you read, Mama Ducky? This is Mama Ducky. Go ahead, Rubber Ducky. We're en route.
Right.
Dude, this can't be real. This can't be real.
So, Henry, what do you think?
I'm saying fake again.
Fake again. All right. Mark, what do you think?
So real. That sounds like some good bands between some people.
Okay. And Jack, what do you think?
Really wish that was real. So I'm gonna make it real.
Okay.
I swear I've heard Bacon say rubber ducky before. I'm thinking, is this something that's forged in his head?
All right.
Rubber
so,
ducky is a bacon word.
the last one of the game. All right.
Uh,
This is dispatch contacting a ambulance crew, giving them information about the call. Okay. Dispatch to 52. 52, go ahead. Be advised your patient claims to have had 6 shots of vodka and 10 White Claws. A random crew now jumps on the radio. There ain't no law with the claw. That's the end.
Bruh, that is epic. Like how I'll let Henry go.
All right, Henry, what do you think?
I'm gonna say real on this one,
Okay. Mark, what do you think?
and I'm pretty sure you're the random crew.
I'm saying if I don't know, you can just come up with that. Like that's pretty good. I quite like that. So I'm gonna say true,
Okay.
which I think I've said for most.
You have. And what about you, Jack?
Well, by the law of me, I have to say false.
All right. And that was the
But
end.
did you want to say yes? Did you want to say true? Okay.
I want
I just
that
like
to
to
be
know.
true,
I just
but-
like to know for my own
So,
mental health.
those were all real. None of those were made up. Every single one of those was real radio
course.
traffic.
Oh, that's a
I
plot twist
thought
and
they
a
would
half.
be.
Uh,
In my
So
head,
which
in my
means
head,
I won. Which means I won because I literally said true for like almost everything.
So, Henry, you have 3 points.
Yay!
Mark, you have 5 points out of 6.
Shit.
And Jack, you have 2 points.
Yay! I didn't lose.
Yo, I was
So,
like,
the last 2 were actually from my job.
that's yeah. Who said the White Claw part?
It was a It was a Cleveland crew talking to. It was a. The dispatch was from Cleveland, right? But they were talking to a Toledo crew. But then the random
Yeah.
crew that jumped in was a random Cleveland crew.
Okay. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
The thing is, like halfway through it, I'm just like, these are all true, aren't they? I knew they were all true.
They sounded all like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't make that shit up. I feel.
Yeah. They were all true. It was
So
great.
okay, that's
My
good. That
favorite
was a good
the
plot
wolf.
twist.
Wolf.
Yeah, I knew that had to be true. Like that is something someone would do. If you have a dog, you have a. You have to. You have to.
Dispatch to any canine unit.
Wolf.
Wait, was it a person saying wolf? Or
Yes, it was a person.
Okay.
saying wolf.
I was wondering. It would have been epic if it was them getting the dog to bark on command like that. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
They
But,
can get the dog to bark on command, I reckon.
Hey, what the dog doing?
and when you're competent at your job, right, it's fun to dick around like that, and people won't get too mad at you. But I have a story about a man who is not competent at his job.
Is it you?
It is not me. I am semi-competent.
And
If you say so.
semi-fertile.
Yeah.
Yeah, and semi-hard all the time. But
Half chub.
Oh.
Sounds
There-
about right.
yeah, so this man is a pretty new EMT working at my job now, right? He got hired relatively soon. He worked at another place beforehand, though, so he should have a little experience. Seems like he doesn't. Do you guys all know what a cardiac arrest is?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's when someone's heart can no longer pump. The heart stops pumping blood. Sometimes it's just like shivering, or sometimes it's completely stopped. It's just the heart is no longer working.
It's like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah,
I'm out.
like there is no pulse or anything. Like it is not working at all. So
Yeah.
we call that a code. Like, oh, this person just coded. That means they just went into cardiac arrest. So I was sitting down at the table with this guy, right? And out of nowhere, he just says to me, well, first of all, there's 2 levels of ambulance crew that we that are on the job there. There's EMT basics, which is what I am, which can do basic life support stuff, and then there's paramedics, which can do advanced life support stuff. He said to me, "Man, a basic can't even work a code here." And I went, "What do you mean? What do you mean a basic kit? Because all you need to do to work a code is CPR, right? Like that's the bare minimum you need to work a code is your hands. That is what you need." And but I'm like, you know, as long as you have your hands and an AED, you can work a code just fine, right? And he's like, "I forgot we had an AED." I went, "Really?" An AED is what the pads you put on someone
Yeah.
when when they go into cardiac arrest to try to shock their heart back into rhythm. He forgot we carried them. Like, it is illegal for you to go out in the ambulance without an AED. You can't do it. And he forgot we carried them. That is one of your basic pieces of equipment. Like that's up there with like blood pressure cuffs and your cot.
This is America.
Like oxygen, your cot, and the AED are your like main things. And he's like,
Hey, he's trying his best, okay? It's not
I
love,
forgot
but it's his
we had
best.
an AED.
I think he needs to try harder.
Yeah. So so I've yet to go on a call with this guy, right? And I already have a terrible opinion of him. So I start calling him the pug, right? Because after I work a few calls with him, because all he does is sit there with a dumb, happy look on his face and do nothing the entire time. Every call we've gone on. So, focusing my camera. One day, in particular, I was a lift assist with his crew. So I was a squad driving behind his squad, and I was helping him move the fatty, right? And this wasn't... Yeah, and
A fat customer, or what do you consider someone? A
Patience.
client?
A patient.
a patient. Yeah.
So I'm thinking
Customer.
business wise.
Customer.
So we had a bariatric patient, which is the fatties.
Yes. Okay.
And this was a
Big
really
boy.
simple call. This wasn't even an emergency. This was a discharge from a hospital to a nursing home. Okay? So what happened was we helped him lift the patient into the squad, and they started rolling. We got into our squad, and we started following behind them so we could help them at the nursing home. Well, about halfway to the nursing home, I see the pug start freaking the fuck out in the back of the squad in front of us, right? He's with the patient. He starts freaking out. He grabs the suction, right? Which is just a tube with like a long plastic catheter on it that you use to like suction people's airways and stuff if they're like choking on their own vomit or something. And he takes the suction tubing away from the actual suction itself, and he puts it on the patient's lap, like he's preparing it, but like on the other side of the squad than what the section is. Okay? And I'm looking in the back of the squad, I'm going, what the hell is he doing?
What in nations?
And then I see him. Do you guys know what a nasal cannula is?
I'm assuming it's the two things that go
Yeah,
up your
it's the two
fucking-
things that go in your nose, wrap around your ears, and it's what gives you oxygen, right? This patient was on one, and he takes them off of the nasal cannula, and he throws it on the ground, and he reaches into the cabinet, he grabs another nasal cannula, he opens it and puts it on them. And I went, what the hell is he doing?
He needed more
So-
oxygen.
So
What in the hell even is
So
that?
we approach a stoplight, right? And I immediately text the driver because I know he's competent. And I go, what the fuck is the pug doing? And he goes, I don't know. And then we continue driving. So about another minute into the journey, I see the pug stand up again. And he looks at the patient, right? And he's like got a worried expression on his face. And he takes out his trauma shears, which are the scissors we use to cut off people's clothes when they've been in traumas. And he takes those out, and he starts cutting up the blanket under the patient. And I go, what the fuck is he doing? So he gets a big piece of cloth from this sheet under the patient, and he starts dabbing the patient's face with the with the cloth. And I'm just sitting there in like bewildered because, I mean, there's towels in the squad, there's other sheets in the squad. I don't know what he's doing. So we get to the destination, right? The first thing I do is jump out of my squad. I roll up to the back. I walk up to the back, open the back doors, and I go, "What the fuck, pug? What were you doing?" And he goes, "Now hear me out."
As every great story starts.
He was like, "I thought I heard some gurgling from the patient." And I'm like, "Well, were they fine? Were they just clearing their throat? What was happening?" And he's like, "I don't know." And the patient, mind you, is a little lethargic, and they're like those decrepit nursing home people that can barely communicate with you. And I go, "Okay, then why did you take the suction away from the suction?" He's like, "I was just preparing it, dude. All right? I've seen some shit, and I wanted to be prepared." I'm like, "Okay, sure. Why'd you replace the nasal cannula?" He's like, "The nasal cannula I thought was clogged, so I got another one." I'm like, nasal cannulas don't really get clogged. It has air constantly being pushed through it. Like, nothing gets in there. And I looked at the nasal cannula on the ground. Nothing was in there. I'm like, okay, man. Why the hell were you using trauma shears by a patient's head on a bumpy road? It's like, well, the patient was really sweaty. So I cut up the sheet under them so I'd have something to wipe the sweat off because they really needed it off their face. I'm like, do you think to use those towels over there? Or those sheets over there? Or the blanket on the back of the cot? He's like, I just had to get something really quick, you know? I'm like, okay. I'm going to unload this patient, and I'm going to ignore you the rest of the night. And and yeah, the pug has since never impressed me with any of his
Bad dog,
medical
bad doggy.
prowess.
How long ago? How long ago was this? And
About
how
a-
long has?
It was about 3 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And has he ever like? Have you ever noticed him too much before then, or?
Not really. Like he was on a lift assist with me one time before that, and
Just
like
did nothing.
and we were like pulling the patient over to the cot, right? And he grabbed the sheet like this to pull over. I'm like, dude, spread your hands out. Like, it's not that hard. There's literally 4 of us here. We can get this. Just spread your hands out. So he just doesn't know anything about, like, not even basic ways to move patients.
I think you'd learn that in like the first week.
Oh yeah. You
Oh.
think you know, have out of basic school some semblance
Yeah.
of knowledge, but no, he does not. It's
Ugh.
has there been anyone at
God.
your guys' work that has just been so incompetent you couldn't believe?
I'm quite new to my job, so
Well, any job that you've really had in the past,
Oh.
because that dude takes the fucking cake. He is just awful at everything.
I got a little story about some fuck shit I did when I was like 14 at Macca's.
Okay.
McDonald's, for those who don't know what Macca's is. Macca's is the Australian way of saying McDonald's. It's the best way, it's the quickest way, it's the coolest way. So, I guess, hey, Jack, you look a bit skeptical. Anyway, so when I was like, 14, 15, I started working at Macca's. And, you know, I was young, I was very anxious, scared of all the managers because they're all cunts. So I was on fries, you know, you have vats full of fries, so baskets of fries, put them in there. And one of the managers is like yelling at me. She's like, "We need fries, like hurry up, get them up." And obviously there's a minimum requirement to how long you've got to cook them and stuff. She's fucking screaming at me, so I'm like, I panicked.
Hurry up
I
and
thought
wait.
there was I thought there was a vat that was like almost ready. I pulled it up and I like shook it, got all the oil off. I poured it in, and it was literally all raw fries that I put in, and there was actually some cooked fries as well. So we had to
idiot.
get rid of all
You
of it
idiot.
because it was contaminated.
You idiot.
And I'm like, shit. So yeah,
You
I
fool.
contaminated like a whole batch. It cost everyone like 10 minutes, which was like it was serious back then because when you're that old, like
Yeah, you're 14.
you
You're like,
think-
this is a
yeah,
big
yeah,
deal. I
you think
wasted 10
everything-
minutes of everyone's time.
you think everything matters, and then you realize, though now I think back, I worked at Macca's. Number 1, who the fuck cares? Number 2, number 3, all the managers just are incest and fuck each other and are just terrible people. Not all of them. There were some good ones, but majority. Pieces
Wait,
of
all
shit.
the managers were incest? Like they were committing
Well,
incest?
no, not literally. When we say incest, it's like even, I guess, say at
They're from Alabama?
at school as well. No. Say okay. Here's the thing. At school, say this is like, you know how there's groups at school and stuff.
Yes, like cliques.
Yeah. American term, I guess. Cliques.
Wait.
Say there's a group of people, a group of friends and stuff, right? If they all like date each other in the same thing, we call that incest. Like,
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Sure.
It's just like, yeah, because they just passed around the same chick or something between
Okay.
all different friend groups. Like,
Yeah.
well, not
Ew.
groups, but between different friends.
It's just
So
all
we
the
just call it
friends are
incest,
behind
yeah.
the couch, and there's just this one chick sitting
Yeah,
cross-legged.
six friends. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah. So like all the managers fucked each other and stuff. You know, it was like that. Macca's is really not a good. Well, McDonald's isn't really not a good
Oh, yeah.
place to work for too long. It's great on the resume. It's great if you work there maybe 1 to 2 years. I worked there 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And look how
Don't
you
do it.
turned
Don't
out.
do it.
See, I've
Yeah, horrible.
literally only on my...
Alcoholic.
Same. I literally on my resume I've only gotten I've worked weddings and then I've worked EMS and fire. That's it.
That catering on the wedding. So I actually don't know too much about you before EMS. So
Oh, I did. You know those like after the weddings, you have like the banquets that
My favorite part
has
because
like
that's where you
yeah, it
drink.
has like an open bar and food and stuff. I worked
Yeah. Were
those.
you bartending?
No, I wasn't. I was too young at the time. I was in. So I technically was supposed to do like a mix of everything, but they kept me in the back because I was unsociable. Uh, they really
Wait,
didn't want
I
me
can't.
to. They really didn't want me talking to the
I can't
clients.
imagine you being
Well,
unsociable.
here's the thing. I'm abrasive, right? So I'll tell people how it is. I don't have that
Okay.
like customer servicey attitude, which in EMS it's great. I can just tell people how it is, and they have to fucking listen.
It's like mate,
But-
you're dying.
Yeah, but in like weddings, that's not a good look. So,
Yeah. You gotta be like, oh, wow, you're really on the wines. Wow, you must love wine. When in reality, it's like, I think you've had too much fucking wine, bitch.
yeah.
Stop it.
But
Yeah.
but what about you guys, Henry or Jack? You guys ever have a incompetent story?
I think I have one.
Okay.
So when I was pretty young, I think I was about 13 or 14, I worked at our local store.
Sure.
But since I was so young, I only worked like 1 or 2 days a week. And in the back room where we keep all our empty bottles, so people deliver bottles and get some money back here in Norway.
hmm
Sam, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got that. Yeah.
And there was like this pallet with glass bottles. It's about, I don't know, like 5 feet tall, just stacked on top of each other. And I was supposed to take it out the back. And so I took the pallet jack and I lifted it up, and it all just
Yeah,
like
that's how I thought that was going.
300 bottles all over the floor.
hmm
Bro, that's like
And my-
$5
and-
worth.
Yeah. And my boss just come in. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah, you can go home. Okay.
You
I'm going
don't
home.
even clean it up. Just go home. Don't
I'm
come
just-
back.
Okay.
Did you continue working there, or was that it?
Yeah, for the rest of the summer.
Oh, that's good. You didn't get fired.
Ah, that's good. He was a good man there. Good man. Good man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mistakes, mistake. Yeah, how else you gonna learn?
I mean, when I was doing the weddings, I started dating the boss's daughter, and he just hated me after that.
Oh yeah, you were
I
digging her
wonder
down.
why.
And he's just
I
like,
wonder why.
Yeah.
that's like fantasy shit.
hmm
Is that your fantasy?
This
Is that your
He
fantasy?
just wants to
Okay,
get down
I-
his boss's daughter.
I used the wrong word. Okay, I mean like it's like
Let's just hope your boss doesn't see this.
I don't think my boss
Otherwise-
has kids. No, he's too young.
I mean,
No, not like that. Not like that. I just mean like it's like
I mean, it is weird going into work
it's a
every
big
day.
baller move. It's a big baller move. I'll say that.
It is weird going into work every day knowing that you've been inside your boss's
Yeah, I was
daughter.
I was gonna say those exact same words. If he's like, "Oh man, you're so incompetent," be like, "I've been inside your daughter."
I've been in her, and she's been in me. No, it's-
Wait, what?
no, I'm
Is that
joking.
what you're into,
What?
Bacon?
Is that a confession? Is that a confession?
But
I think there's a story there.
But yeah, I mean, she worked there too, so I would see her there all the time as well. And her dad would walk in, it'd be awkward, be a little awkward. He hated me, like he loved me.
Power move.
He loved me until I started dating her, and then he hated me because I was a good employee. I was a really good employee. I was early every day. I did all my stuff.
You can imagine he's thinking like this man has been inside my daughter.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Maybe at work.
hmm Yeah, it wasn't.
Could
at
have just
work,
called him
but-
Dad at one point.
It's like,
That would've
yes,
been great.
she calls you dad, she calls me daddy.
I should have.
Or like if she goes dad, if like you're
Yeah.
both nearby, she goes dad, you'd be like yes,
Yes.
yeah, and he's like yes, and it's like wait what?
I mean,
You know the Spider-Man meme.
yeah, both her parents just hated me, and it was for no reason. I was like a really good,
I think
like, person for
We know
her
the
to be
reason.
with.
We know
like,
the reason. We know the reason. We know
I,
the
yeah,
reason.
well, I mean,
It's 'cause
I
you
had
were
like
picking
a
it down.
promising job coming up. I like wasn't a mega douchebag. I wasn't into drugs or anything. Like I was a pretty decent candidate for his daughter, and he still
Look how
hated
times
me.
have changed.
Yeah, look how.
But how old were you? Because I think it depends on how old you were. Like,
So the time I was working there was in between being 16 and 18. And
I get that. I get
I
that.
started dating his
And she
daughter
was
when
like 13.
I started dating his daughter when both of us were 17.
I don't think that's too bad then. I don't know why they.
Yeah.
That's quite normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe you're just a cunt.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. And
Yeah.
I've become much more of a cunt over the years. Like I
Well,
was
you've
a
been hanging
really
out with Australians, mate. We're the
yeah.
biggest cunts. So, I mean, it's a bit of how you going. That's how it is.
But yeah, no, I was really like I was a little shy back then. You know, I didn't really speak up much. I just was real chill.
You made
and
it. You made
mellow.
a grown man cry. How are you shy?
Well, that was when
He
I was
did.
a little kid. Like
And if you guys want to see that story,
That was
go
only
to
once.
RDH Shorts.
I don't think that story's
Wait,
on.
Is it
RDH
not on there?
Shorts.
Well, we'll add it on before then.
If
Let's
you
add
guys
it on
find
now.
it in a podcast, I will edit it and put it on though.
I think it was like 2 podcasts ago, to be honest.
Okay.
I was in it. So it's in the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Summary: He made a fat man cry,
I made a grown fat man cry, but
but he
I
lost
love that
weight. So
story.
all
you can go
good.
back and watch that one though.
Go back and watch that one. Yeah.
Okay, Jack, you got any incompetent stories? I mean, you worked in a nursing home for a while. You must have tons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not. I mean, the when I worked at the nursing home, there was a nurse there. She was from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd come in every morning, and like her mouth would be all like, not her like lips, but like her teeth would be all red.
Okay.
And I'd be like, okay. I didn't know until my mum told me, because my mum was the clinical nurse there.
Okay.
So my mum found out that she was actually doing a drug that I don't know if it's like an African kind of thing or not.
What do you mean
But
by UP?
but it's like a berry or something
Okay.
that
Ah,
I think it's called beetle or something, red beetle, something to do
I've
with
heard
a
of this.
beetle or a bug. And then they eat it and that gets them high.
Mhm.
And yeah, she used to come in and apparently she was terrible. But I worked in the kitchens and there was one girl that worked there. I think I worked there for about a year. And everyone would tell me that they would rather me, because like when I started I was terrible. I was slow. But after like a month or two I got into it and I was sped up quick, got everything done. And then but apparently she was, I think the shifts would be about 4 hours, and in that time you'd get the food, serve it, clean it, do supper, clean up after supper, close up. You do that in a 4 hour span. When this girl worked, they were there for about 5 to 6 because she wouldn't be able to do everything properly. Like she was very slow and like, because when you're cleaning, right, you have the big pressure gun, you go like that.
oh, I
You
love
grab it,
the
go
gurney.
one, one. Like how I did is I held it on constantly. I went bop, 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 and it'd clean it all out, and you'd have it on like extremely hot, so it's shooting boiling water out. So you're just passing it, sliding it to the big washing machine, getting it all done, doing that. She went, wiped it, put it in, like that.
Okay.
But she was just very slow, and no one wanted to work with her. I remember one day I went home sick. Because my mom was there and I was like, I wasn't feeling too good. So I was like, yeah, can you take me home? And it ended up throwing up that night. Like, if I was at work, I would have thrown up as I was making their food. So that's good that I left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had to get her to replace me.
I found the drug you were talking about. It's called beetle nut.
Yeah, beetle nut. That's it.
Yeah.
They chew on it.
It gives you a burst of
Oi.
energy. It kind of acts close to
Yeah,
a
it does.
stimulant.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
A lot of
I
them
love it
made
when a
it.
beetle nuts.
Yeah.
John Lennon.
Oh yeah, let's slurp up all that beetle nut.
Yeah. It's almost like Beetlejuice, but more effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
so
better.
she would just kind of spray and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, because how it works is like you're in a kitchen, you have to be efficient and quick.
Yeah.
So you need,
Yeah.
and there'd be food left over, and normally what you do is you just throw all the food out. I was cool and I kind of ate the food while I was,
Mm-hmm.
because free food. So like,
Okay.
when they'd have nuggets, I'd get the nugget tray and put it like somewhere, and then as I'm going, every time I push a thing in, set that down, I'd do a giant handful of nuggets, then keep going.
Just by the bucket load.
Just,
Oh, that sounds
And
like
it
the
was-
dream.
it was alright. And like, I tried vitamized food. Have you had vitamized food?
I don't know what that is. Explain it.
It sounds like just food that they pump with vitamins.
It's basically, so in a nursing home, there's two categories. There's people who can eat normally,
Mm-hmm.
people who can't, and they need like very sloppy, like
Yeah.
soup almost.
Mm.
There's
Sounds a
a
bit shit.
Yeah, I tried it. It's actually not that bad. It's just the texture's terrible. But it's like meat.
And
It's like meat, but it's like those hand blenders with the little blade. It's that
yeah.
but blended meat blended
Ugh.
down and like added with a thickener
That
that
sounds
make it like a
awful.
jelly. The
That
texture's terrible, but
sounds
it's okay.
Feckin' horrible.
And then, like,
Is it what? Is it something like pig's blood?
it's just something that people, because
Jelly.
some old people can't swallow properly, and they need something that'll just slide down their throat, and that's what it's designed to do. Like the soup,
Ugh. No.
yeah, like the normal soup is normal soup, but that soup's just
Yeah.
like that comes out in blobs instead of just
Ugh.
normally.
So they're jellifying soup.
Yeah, and then there's also
No
vitamized
thanks.
tea,
No thanks.
and it
We-
literally comes in a like a little cup, and it's like a jelly, and then you put it in like a cup, and then you I think you put it in the microwave and heat it up, and it like liquefies a tiny bit, but it's like real like a jelly tea.
Why do they need to make a liquid thicker if they have trouble eating?
That's what I'm.
It's-
Yeah, that's
it's
what
for
I'm thinking. Like,
It's
Like,
It's
I need
so
to
that they
chew
can't-
my
I don't-
drink.
no,
That's
it
kinda
just
weird, just-
slides down easier. Apparently, I don't
Okay.
know.
Then
I don't
liquid?
They
Magic.
told me to make it, so I made it. All right.
Okay.
Look, I was following orders. All right.
order 66.
I got the jelly tea. I put it in, made the jelly tea. Bing bang boom.
Fair enough. Fair
That's
enough.
it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It does sound
Yeah.
weird though that people who can't swallow shit are making it thicker.
I don't know.
But you know,
Yeah, it
each
does
to
sound
their-
counterproductive.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe the jellies.
I don't
got
know.
some,
Nursing homes are weird. Nursing homes are
Yeah.
weird, dude.
I don't know how old
Yeah.
people work, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're all just retarded.
if I don't want to be old, I'm just gonna kill myself before I get old.
Or
That's
one
what-
day a light switch just like goes off and you're like, you can't kill yourself. You're too old. You thought you were gonna.
Bro, you
thought-
think Nah, easy. Are you kidding me?
You,
Bro.
you can't hold the shotgun no more. It's just.
I don't have. I've never touched a gun in my life.
Dude, you need to come to
I live in
America one day, and
Australia.
we're gonna
Yeah, I will.
learn
I
to
will. We'll
shoot.
shoot some guns. I want
Yeah.
to so badly.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking Beretta.
We'll go shoot clay pigeons with shotguns. That's really.
Oh,
fun.
bro, give me a revolver. Give me a revolver. I want. That's my CS.
I don't think your skinny
Go-to.
little arms could hold that.
We
Yeah,
can-
I think my arms would snap, but it's okay. We'll test it. We'll test
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Nah, she'll be right.
Yeah. But you know who doesn't have any incompetent employees? Bad Dragons.
Bad
Yes. So
Still
if
waiting-
you want,
sponsor us.
Still waiting for that sponsor, Bad Dragons.
yes.
Alright.
Also, who did we want to sponsor us as well? There was someone else.
Just Bad
alcohol.
Dragons.
Anyone with
Bad
alcohol.
Anyone.
Anyone with alcohol, sponsor us.
Some random
Hey,
guy.
hey
We'll
Dan,
drink
Dan
it.
Murphy's. Dan Murphy's coffee.
BWS, please sponsor us.
All Australian.
I will drink whatever you send me on stream. 100.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
Bro,
sends us
4 viewers.
petrol.
Bro, I will drink paint thinner.
You drink paint thinner.
What? How does that work? Why
Doesn't
would you
matter.
do that?
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
Doesn't matter.
if it's got
It just
grain
works.
alcohol in it, it'll make you drunk. I don't think it's grain alcohol and paint thinner though.
Right,
I
as long
think,
as
I
it
think
kills me,
that's
we good.
Did
it
you
melts
know?
at the bottom of your stomach.
Did you know there was a scam at a local hospital not too long ago with the homeless people, where they would go to the ER via ambulance, right? They would for being way too drunk and publicly like intoxicated. They would go to the
I
ER
seen that.
and they would sober up over the next couple hours, and then they would get out of the ER, get a bus pass from the ER because the ER gives you a bus pass so you can get home. And they would go trade in their bus pass for a few dollars and buy one of those things of brown Listerine, and it's like 50% grain alcohol in the
That's
brown
like poison
Listerine.
though. There's
No.
literally a warning on it.
Well, yeah. It's bad for you, but it is grain alcohol, so it will get you drunk like a booze would, and they would just down
You're
that.
drinking minty fucking shit.
The brown Listerine is not minty. The brown
brown
Listerine
Listerine?
doesn't care about your feelings. it'll
I've
fuck
only
you
ever
up.
had Listerine that's like fucking minty, looks minty
Yeah.
green.
No, brown Listerine tastes just
I didn't know
like
that's a thing.
ethanol. It is there to clean your mouth, nothing else. It is awful, but it does its job.
And
It
they're
doesn't-
drinking it.
it
And
doesn't-
they're pressing the swallow button.
Yeah, so they swallow the stuff, right? And they get drunk, and then they go back into the ER, get their bus pass, trade it in for money, and buy more Listerine. And that was their whole life.
America.
Yeah.
My God.
That was a scam
Yeah,
on one
this
of the
is
local
America.
hospitals for a while, and it was interesting.
Aren't you?
Honestly, I would rather buy someone alcohol than watch them drink fucking brown Listerine.
Have none of you ever had brown Listerine?
I don't know what that
It
is.
is-
I don't.
it is-
I don't think it's a thing here.
It's just Listerine, but it's brown, but it is not flavored. It is just straight there to kill germs. It'll kill everything. Like,
So it tastes like ass.
oh, it tastes awful. But
So why are they buying the brown one and not? Are they dumb?
no, because
Are they dumb?
it's a higher alcohol percentage in the brown one because it doesn't worry about flavor. It worries about killing them fucking germs.
It's like, fuck them germs, motherfucker.
Yeah, like it's
Fair enough.
It's straight up. Listerine just went. Yeah, we don't care about your mouth.
Yeah.
It's going to.
Like
be
your tongue's
clean.
probably gonna dissolve with this one.
Yeah.
Your tongue's gonna dissolve with this one, but at least we got them germs.
Yeah, I mean
And then
the
it's like-
only Listerine I buy is the brown Listerine, just because it's the most effective.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Like, I guess you're done with that morning breath. I use Listerine, but I use like a good, nice minty green one. And
Yeah. No, this one.
bro, I
just
wake up
murders
every
you.
day, feeling fresh as. You know, it's lit.
I like a little bit of pain in my morning so that I, so that I can deal with the rest of the day.
Well, the only pain
Morning
I
is
have in my
paining enough.
mornings is my asshole because my uncle snuck into my room without me knowing.
Okay.
What?
All right.
What?
What?
Sure.
What? What'd you say?
Sure.
I'm
Why-
not quite sure.
wait,
Who just said that?
How did
I
that?
do-
How did that fit into the
I don't-
conversation at all?
Jeez, yo,
Speaking of things being
I
in
will
your
fit
ass.
whatever I want. No, next segment. What?
So if
What's
you
the
guys-
biggest thing you've put up your ass?
So if you guys were to wake up like at a party, right, and you found a condom in your ass, would you tell anyone? Like you were super drunk, right? You passed out. You woke up, condom in your ass.
Hang on,
would you tell
hang on,
anyone?
hang on.
Jokes on you, I don't drink.
Before
Well, you
anyone,
did in this
anyone
scenario.
answers this, where did you get this question from?
Don't worry about it.
Are you asking from a friend? Are you asking for a friend?
No, but would you?
I know you've been at a party recently, so I'm just asking. Like, are you okay?
I don't,
Blink
have I been at
twice.
a party
Blink
recently?
twice if you're not okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you,
the
you went.
meetup.
You went to fucking the meetup.
Oh, the Michigan.
the,
meetup. Yeah, no condoms was in my ass in the Michigan meetup.
Yeah.
So not there. Was it a
Look,
different
if
party?
that happened, I would. If I felt, I don't know how I'd feel. I feel like I'd feel violated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd tell someone.
What you would?
I'd tell the police, bro. I'd
Tell the
be like,
police.
yo, sample this shit. Don't drink it, but like put it on like a
Sample
petri
this
dish.
shit.
Yeah, not like a bag of
Alright.
coke. It's not like, yo, sample this with your nose. It's
So,
like,
like-
sample this on the petri dish. I want to know whose DNA this is.
So you would be
I wanna-
willing to go? This was up my ass.
Yeah.
Please help
Yeah.
me. Like you would tell them.
Well, I'll
knowing
say
they're
I've
gonna know.
been drugged. I've been drugged.
Yeah.
I'll say I've been raped. Obviously,
Okay.
I think. Yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing wrong about being raped.
Yeah, you get made fun of here. that the cops would make
Really?
fun of you.
Well, they're pieces of shit. They're literal pieces of shit.
I mean, they do it in a subtle way. They'd be like, "Oh, I have a little too much fun last night." Like,
No, I'd be like, I literally got raped,
okay.
and you're a piece of shit. To a bro, nah. If someone does that, you deserve to get fired.
Mm, okay.
You're not a good police officer if you make fun of someone who got raped. Like,
Yeah. Even if they didn't do it to your face, they'd be doing it behind your back.
Yeah, well, fuck 'em.
Immediately.
pieces of shit. Fuck 'em.
Like, I know I would if I responded to that. Like, I would make fun of the dude hardcore after I left. Like,
I don't know about that.
It
This
would
is
be on-
America.
It would be on this podcast like the next day.
I think that's quite rude. It's not like they have any choice in it or anything if they get raped.
Yeah, but, I mean, if it's a dude getting raped though, it's funnier.
It's still a dude.
Is it really
Still
funnier?
I don't think so. I think it's still a
Still
dude
rape,
getting
dude.
raped. Like, it's
So
still fucked up.
So you guys would all tell someone.
Yeah, because it'd be
Probably.
fucking.
See, I don't
It'd be
think
pretty
I would.
fucked up.
I think I just.
I think that's just the difference in our like emergency
Cultures,
systems. Like
yeah.
over in America, you'd get made fun of. Over here, the police are very
People would
like,
be like, "Yo,
they're,
that's
they're
fucked up,
fucking
man."
on point with that stuff. Like if
You know,
if,
and
if
they're not
that stuff
racist.
happens there,
I think you
oh,
guys
yeah,
just
everyone's
don't.
racist.
I think you guys just aren't aware of the inner workings of your police system.
Well, my sister's
Probably
boyfriend's the
best.
police.
Mm.
I definitely get it. Like, they become less sensitized to a lot of shit. Obviously, like, no, it doesn't affect them as much. Sorry, they become desensitized to a lot.
Okay.
You're working in that profession, you're seeing a lot of like fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think, you know, some way you're still gonna keep like your humanity. You're not just gonna turn out into a cold fucking cunt and be like, yeah, who cares?
Oh.
Thank you, Henry, for doing our drawings and shit. You know, I fucking
No
obsessed with
problem.
them. That's the first time anyone's ever drawn me, and it looks like identical to me. So
Yeah.
it's weird. It's weird.
You can only see the top of my head, which I like.
So
Yeah, which is
it's
all you want.
literally just this much. Of Jack
Like
Jack.
this.
But, I mean, that's what Jack like requested. So I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what he was expecting.
It looks
I
exactly
do-
like what you wanted.
I do love all the personal writing you did on the
Yeah. Wait, you know.
on the actual machine, like how it just says like D&D and cunt and Jack and Henry,
Yeah, it does
Henry's
look
hidden
cool.
at the
Yeah, and
bottom.
Sagma.
Yeah.
Also,
Sagma.
what I liked is right. So I obviously I was looking at it yesterday, but I was quite drunk when I first saw the photo and stuff. So I was like, "This is sick." Today I was looking at it and I saw that under my VB tracksuit I have a shirt, and you can just see it's a VB shirt. And I was like, "Shit, that detailing like on point, man. Like I like that. I like that.
Thanks, man.
I see the thought. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I like that as well.
If you
so,
guys are wondering about the image, it's gonna be the thumbnail of this video.
yeah, it will be.
He drew that for us. We're gonna
Also,
start using
I
that.
don't mind being in the middle, even though I'm like I
Well-
did not come up with any of this podcast. So.
Yeah, well, of course you like being in the middle. I mean, it's between me and Jack.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I'd love to always be between you and Jack all
We're in
the
a
time.
rock and a hard.
Somebody
place.
has to be the middle spoon.
I'll be the hard place.
Exactly. Yeah. I love it. It's great.
All right. so we gonna wrap it up here.
And wrap up in 3, 2, 1.